guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's January of 2024 and usually around this time of year people are busy. They're setting goals, they're making vision boards, they're getting gym memberships. Unfortunately, I'm not an exception to that rule. I do this every single year. I make a vision board, I make a list of goals. I have made many mistakes along the way. Today we're going to talk about 5 common mistakes that people make when goal setting. Let's talk about mistake number 1, aiming too high. So about 6 years ago, a friend of mine recommended this online course to me that helped you achieve your dreams. And the main theme of that course was you get exactly what you ask for, so you gotta ask big. And I think a lot of people have this notion of like shoot for the star or shoot for the moon and then you'll land on the stars or something like that. And let's just clarify, 6 years ago I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was and still am driving a Toyota Yaris. I was making $68,000 a year and I was living in Nashville, I think I was living in Nashville at the time, or maybe this was 5 years ago. And Nashville was already kind of sort of expensive, so $68,000 was not a lot of money. So since you get what you ask for, according to the course, I wanted a Tesla really badly. And so that was my goal for the year, is to get a Tesla Model X, which costs $100,000. Needless to say, I couldn't afford it. I didn't get it. I still don't have a Tesla. Honestly, that year when I didn't reach my goal, I was very discouraged and demotivated, but looking back, there was absolutely no way I could have done it unless I changed something in my life drastically, like my job, or maybe got like a side gig, and I didn't do any of those things. And this is what I realized: in the process of working towards your goals, you really need wins. Even if they're small wins, you need those wins to keep you going. I think positive reinforcement is what people need to keep them in the game, in the process, for a long time. If you set a goal, instead of losing 30 pounds by the end of the year, if you set a goal to lose 5 pounds by, say, the end of February, and then the end of February comes around and you lost 5 pounds, and then you say, oh my gosh, I actually achieved my goal, I'm doing great. Let me set a goal to lose 5 more pounds by the time summer comes around. That feeling of accomplishment will keep you excited. It will make you want to keep going. So my advice is be realistic and aim much lower, because it's better to get small wins than no wins at all. Mistake number 2, trying to do too much in the beginning. So here's what I used to do at the beginning of every year. 1, I set too many goals, and number 2 is I tried to take too many steps for each goal all at once. I call this the brute force method, where you just power through. First, I want to address the amounts of goals that people set. Honestly, I think that you can set as many goals as you want, but don't put an expectation on yourself to do everything everywhere all at once. So for instance, let's say I set 4 goals for the year. Let's say goal number 1 is lose 10 pounds. Goal number 2 is start a business. Goal number 3 is start a YouTube channel. And goal number 4 is keep an organized space. And let's just say, for the sake of the example, that I never worked out before, never ate healthy before, I'm not good at keeping a clean space, I don't know anything about owning a business, and I've never talked in front of a camera before. And starting January 1st, I wake up, I go to the gym, I come back from the gym and spend 3 hours trying to figure out how to start a business. And then right after that, I turn on the camera and I freeze because I can't talk to the camera. By the time I'm done with all of that, I still have to make my bed, clean up the house, do the laundry, clean the kitchen. And let's just say on January 1st, I get all of that done. If I'm the person who started from -50 and I have to do like 10 new things every single day starting January 1st, I could maybe last a week. Maybe I can last a month. But it's definitely not sustainable long term. And honestly, when I was preparing for this video, I thought that I think people subconsciously or consciously know that they can't sustain this lifestyle for too long, this too big of a lifestyle change. And so they do it so that they can have an excuse of, well, I tried it, it doesn't work, I'm just gonna go back to my old habits and stay there forever. So let's talk about what I do now. Let's say I have the same 4 goals for 2024. What I would do is I would take it one small step at a time. First of all, I would be okay with having 4 goals, but I would start with just 1. So for instance, lose 10 pounds. So the first thing I would do is join a gym or maybe even exercise at home and set a goal of exercising 3 days a week or 2 days a week for 30 minutes. And then I would do that for 1 to 2 weeks. Once I feel comfortable moving my body regularly, then I would maybe increase it to 3 days for 40 minutes. And then I would do that for about a month. Once I feel comfortable doing that, I would maybe start doing 4 workouts for 40 minutes for another month. Then I would maybe do 4 workouts for 45 minutes. And then once I feel like, okay, I figured this out, this became more systematic, more mechanical. It's not that hard for me to get myself out of bed and go to the gym anymore. So then I would start slowly working on another goal. For instance, keeping a clean space. So if I'm generally a messy person, I would start with, okay, once I feel good about the gym situation, then now starting say March or April, I'm just gonna set a goal of making my bed every morning. That's it. That's the only thing I'm changing. Once it becomes easy for me, I'd add one more step, not 3 other new things, one more step. I would not set too many expectations. Anyway, I think you get the point. Slow, small, steady steps towards your goals, one by one by one. These types of steps make it much easier to actually maintain a new lifestyle. Mistake number 3, making your goal something that is actually not in your control. So this is something I understood after years and years of trying to start a YouTube channel or trying to do an Instagram account. For the last few years, every single year, I've been trying to start a YouTube channel. And what I would do is I would set a goal that by the end of the year, I want to have, let's say 10,000 subscribers, or by the end of March, I want to have 1,000 subscribers. And then March would come around and I don't have 1,000 subscribers. And then I would think, okay, that's fine. Let's just readjust. I can still keep going. Let's set a new goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of May. And then May would come around and I'm still not where I need to be. If I still keep going for a while and I don't see that number goal that I set for myself, it starts to really get to you over time. So it actually becomes less painful to give up than to keep failing. So then I give up, and then a year goes by, or maybe a couple years, and then I think, whatever happened to that goal that I had to have a YouTube channel? And then I forget everything that happened and I start over. And a couple years later, I'm going through the same exact motions. I would set a goal, like a number goal. I need 5,000 subscribers by the middle of the year. And then when I'm not there, I get extremely discouraged. So what I realized is, instead of making a goal that I can't control, because I cannot control how many people subscribe to this channel, it's unfortunately not in my hands. What I can control, however, is how many videos I post every week, or how many hours I spend every day on this YouTube channel. So once my focus changed from a number to, say, post 2 videos every week or 1 video every week, no matter what, or my new goal actually is spend 2 hours, 5 days a week on my YouTube channel for a whole year. It doesn't matter what I'm doing in those 2 hours. I could be writing a script, I could be filming a video, I could be editing the video, I could be exporting it, I could just be doing research for my next video. It doesn't matter as long as I'm spending 2 hours, 5 days a week on this channel. So as long as I'm doing that, I'm succeeding, because that's my goal. My goal is not a number of views or a number of likes or a number of subscribers. My goal is 2 hours every day, 5 days a week for a whole year. So every single day that I meet my 2-hour goal, I feel like I'm successful. I feel like I'm achieving my goals. I no longer attach my worth to a number, to an amount of subscribers or likes. I attach my worth to something that I can actually control, to my own actions. Mistake number 4, lack of systems. So a few years back in 2020, I had really bad acne. I still have some, but at that time it was extremely bad. And so I went to a naturopath and she put me on a completely new lifestyle. She changed my diet. She told me to sweat more, and she had me take like 15, I'm not even kidding you, 15 different supplements. For someone who never took any supplements in my life, this was a huge change. And it wasn't like a simple supplement schedule. It wasn't like take all of them in the morning with your food. It was like take 3 when you wake up on an empty stomach, take 5 of them with breakfast, 3 before lunch, 2 before dinner, 1 before bed. At first, I relied on my memory. I thought I could remember all of it. And A week into it, I realized that I'm not consistently taking any of the supplements. I am not good at keeping up with which ones I should take when. So what I ended up doing, what I did instead was I found 5 little glass containers and I labeled all of them. Like, this is my morning supplements, this is my breakfast supplements, these are my dinner supplements, these are my before bed supplements. I would fill up each container the night before. Every night, once I took my last few before bed, that would become my routine where I would go in the kitchen and fill them all up. Once I created this system, I literally never missed taking any of the supplements. Humans, I think, are designed to take a path of least resistance. So you can actually do this for yourself. You can create a path of least resistance for yourself. So another thing I started doing, if I want to make sure I produce at least 1 video a week for my YouTube channel, I have my tripod sitting in my office. I don't move it. I don't put it away. It's always sitting in front of my desk. I have my camera sitting on my desk. I have my battery charger plugged into the wall. When I have this set up ready to go any day, all I need to do is just sit down and actually press the record button. I think it's very, very important to make sure that you don't have any friction on your way to achieving your goals. Don't just trust yourself. Don't assume that tomorrow I'm definitely going to sit down and film that video, or I'm definitely going to go and do this project. Just remember something. There is this invisible force out there in the universe, and this force is 24/7 constantly working very, very hard to steer you away from a good life, to steer you away from you achieving your goals and dreams. This force wants you to be lazy. This force wants to keep you from succeeding. And trust me, your enemy is smart. He is sharp. He is experienced. He knows everything about you, and he is constantly whispering in your ear, just don't do it. Be lazy today. Go watch TV. Go eat that junk food. Skip the gym today. But if you want to beat your enemy, if you want to overcome him, you must be just as smart. You have to be an organized person. And one of the ways you do it is by creating systems for everything in your life. Design your environment in such a way that it's impossible to do anything else but work towards your goals. Mistake number 5, your goals are not authentically yours. In my previous video, I talked about the fact that I watch a lot of vlog YouTube channels, so I consume a lot of other people's lives. And after spending years of watching that type of content, I found myself wanting things that I never thought I wanted. And so, for example, I would watch a YouTuber get a Chanel bag that's really beautiful, and then I would think, oh gosh, I really want that bag. That's gorgeous, and it costs $8,000. Or I always, since I was little, I've always wanted to go to London, and then I would watch a YouTuber go to Paris, and then they would say, oh my gosh, this is the best city in Europe. And then I would change my goal to Paris instead of London, even though my authentic goal was always to go to London. And I think that's exactly why they call them influencers, because whether you realize it or not, they do influence you. You start wanting things that they want, you start wanting things that they have, and you start to copy them. Or if you can't copy them, you start to get frustrated that they have this great life and you don't. And so here's what I did. Right before the New Year's, middle of December, I stopped watching all of those channels. And when I sit down to make a list of my goals for the year, I realized that my goals are actually quite simple. Before, it used to be something like visit 3 new countries this year and get 2 luxury handbags. And then by the end of the year, I wouldn't achieve those goals and I would get frustrated. And here's another thing that I want to add. When I look back at my goals for the last few years, the ones that I didn't achieve, I realized that those were the goals that I set to impress other people. So they weren't for me, they were for other people to look at me and say, wow, she's really cool. She has a Chanel bag, or she's really rich. She's traveling all over the world. But if I'm really honest with myself, do I really want that Chanel bag? Honestly, not really. I don't think I'm ready for one. I think I should have one when I'm in my 40s, but not yet. Do I really want to travel? The answer is actually yes. Yes, I do. But do I want to travel to the same places that I thought I wanted to travel? Not really. Like, I always thought I'd love to travel overseas, but this year I actually just want to travel in the United States. And now that I'm not feeding my ego, now that I'm setting goals that are authentically mine, I'm truly, genuinely a lot more motivated to do whatever it takes to make it happen because I feel like there's a lot more substance to my goals. Okay guys, so these were the 5 most common mistakes that I think people make when setting goals. These were my most common mistakes, and so to finish off today's video, I would like to share with you my personal goals for 2024. So goal number 1, I mentioned it earlier, is spend 2 hours every day, 5 days a week on my YouTube channel. Goal number 2, continue to go to the gym because I've already been going to the gym for a while. Continue to go to the gym 4 days a week for 30 to 45 minutes. Goal number 3, road trip to Utah, Arizona, and Montana. Goal number 4, drink a green smoothie every morning this year. So 366 green smoothies this year. And goal number 5, the last one, is be kind to and be patient with my parents. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel and like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.